Hello! Today I want to talk to you about one of the main reasons why we fail miserably with our presentation at a business meeting. You know this feeling that you're at a presentation and you feel there is no connection with your listeners whatsoever. They're staring through you, or they're checking their mobiles, or they're very, very quiet, they're not reacting, they're not asking any questions. You know what I mean, right? Let's talk about it. If you see me for the first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Alena Huberová, and in this channel I share tips and techniques to help you develop powerful personal presence and also make presentations that have impact. So what do you think is the main reason why we fail with our presentations? Because we dive directly into our PowerPoint and we start making slides without spending any time thinking about our presentation in preparation for the slides. So, if you are preparing your next business meeting, this video is for you. Because I want you to sit back, close the PowerPoint, sit back and start asking yourself a series of questions. I actually want you to reflect over 3 areas. And if you do, I guarantee you that you will feel much better about your presentation, you will be able to connect with your audience, and you will actually save time preparing for the presentation. You know, when you get into your PowerPoint and you start making slides, it will take you less time because you've done a lot of preparatory work in your head. Alright, what is the first area that I want you to think about? It's you. What do you want? What do you want to achieve during your presentation? What kind of outcome you want to have after your presentation? So think about it. Are you in the room with your colleagues and you're maybe trying to inspire change? Maybe it's time they change their behavior or their attitude, or they change the way they process something at work. So maybe you're trying to inspire change. Or maybe you're sitting in a room with a high-level client and you're trying to persuade that client that they should just drop their solution and they should migrate to your system. So maybe you're trying to persuade. Or maybe your presentation is purely informational. Maybe you're sitting in front of a group of people and you're simply showing them how something works, how your system works, how your product works, you're performing a demo, whatever. So what is it you're trying to achieve, and what is the ideal outcome of your presentation? Is there something that you want the listeners to take away? Is there something that you want them to do immediately after your presentation? Or how is it you want your listeners to feel during and after your presentation, after they have seen you? So these are the questions I want you to start with. It's all about you, what you want to achieve, and what kind of influence you want to have on the listeners. Because if you're clear on your goals, that's your GPS, right? If you have your coordinates, then you're going to get into your destination. But if you don't, you're going to get to somewhere that you didn't expect to get. So ask yourself questions about you. The second area that I want you to reflect upon is your audience. Who are the people sitting with you in the room? Who are they? Are they your colleagues? Are there people from other departments? Is that your senior management? Is there your clients? Who are they? What is their status? Are they more senior, more junior than you? What is their level of knowledge on your topic? Is that something they really have expertise on? Or is that something that they hear for the first time? What is it? Are there any controversies about your topic? Ask yourself these questions. So who is the audience? Who are those people sitting in the room with me? Why did they come? Did they come because they wanted to? Did they come because someone else sent them? So they're not there voluntarily. What's their agenda? Did they come because they have certain expectations? Did they come because they have certain fears and they want to voice objections? What is it? What is in their mind? And lastly, what is their current situation? What do you know about these people? Maybe in their work situation, do they face specific problems or challenges in the team, in the department? If so, what does the situation look like, and where is it they would like to get? What is their ideal situation? What is their ideal future? You need to know that, because maybe your idea or the product or service that you're presenting is just the right way for them to get from where they are to where they want to be. So ask yourself questions about your audience, about who they are, why they're in the room with you, and what is their situation. Because that way you will be in a much better position to position your idea or position your product much better. You will choose the most appropriate language so that they get it, so that they understand. You will choose the most appropriate level of detail so that they don't get lost and confused. And if you know that they have certain objections, during your presentation you will have the chance to address the objections up front and basically shut them up, right? That's very beneficial. So the more you know about your audience, the better you will be able to formulate your idea, and the more you will be able to connect with the listeners, because they will know how your topic is relevant to them and to their situation. And finally, the third area that I want you to ask questions about is the context. What am I talking about? Where is it you're going to be presenting? Is that a formal meeting room or some informal space? What's the room setup? What's the table and chair setup? Do you have any control over it? Can you change it? It's very important for you to know, because the room setup is going to absolutely 100% influence the dynamics in the room. So what's the location? Then, what time will you be presenting? Well, you know that very well yourself. It's not the same to present at 9 o'clock in the morning, after everyone has had their coffees and their minds are working fast and they're fresh, than to present at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after a heavy lunch. Well, if you know your time, then you will need to adjust your presentation in order to change that dynamic or trigger that atmosphere that you want to have in the room. And lastly, your presentation may be part of a wider context. Maybe you're one of the presenters in a whole series of presentations, or maybe you're part of a whole event. So again, ask yourself questions about this event. What is this event all about? With what frequency is it happening? What is the typical audience to this event? Do they come every single time? Who is presenting before me and who is presenting after me? This is very important, because there may be a specific energy, specific atmosphere the speaker before you generates, and you will need to change the energy in the room in order to connect with your audience. Yeah? So make sure you understand where your presentation fits in the overall context. So ask yourself, where is it you're presenting, what time you're presenting, and the wider context. If it's part of the event, ask yourself questions about the event. In conclusion, before you open that beautiful PowerPoint of yours, I know that you love it, before you do so, ask yourself questions about these three areas. you and what you're trying to achieve, your audience, what do they want, why they're there with you, and the context. I guarantee you, really, that if you spend 10 minutes pondering over these questions, you will save so much more than just 10 minutes in preparing your PowerPoint slides, yeah, because there will be a lot of questions already answered. Your messages will be much clearer in your head. You will know how to position the solution much better in order to create that connection and in order to inspire the action that you want. Well, I hope that you find this interesting and most importantly useful. Remember that this is not a monologue that I want to have. I want to have this conversation with you. So if you tend to prepare, or if you present a lot, tell me, do you actually invest time in preparations? If so, are you asking yourself all these questions, or is there something more or something less you're asking? What's the impact that you're having? Share with me your ideas, share with me your experiences. I absolutely love when you do. And finally, if you find this beneficial and you know someone who is preparing for their next meeting, please share it with them, because that way they will feel so much better prepared and their audience won't be bored and falling asleep in the meeting. So do them the favor, share it with them. And other than that, goodbye to you, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in my next video.